Rear end awareness, the key to complex tricks. This is a video on teaching the rear end awareness exercise, which is not only a good exercise for teaching bodily and spatial awareness, but it's also a great exercise to use as a foundation for teaching complex tricks. For my seminars in Sweden, Canada, North America, and Colombia, this is going to be your homework in preparation for the part of the seminar that's going to be teaching complex tricks. So please give this a try and work on it at least a couple weeks in advance to the seminar when I get to see you guys. Step 1. Teach step up. You can use free shaping to train this behavior, but I'm going to show you how you can use luring in this video. You simply have to take a treat and lure your dog onto a stable platform like a book. Click as the first paw goes on and feed a treat, and then click for the next paw. Practice having the dog approach the book from different directions, from your left side in heel position, from your right side, and while the dog is maintaining a position in front of you. Now put the book on the ground and see if the dog will offer stepping onto the book without being lured. Click as the dog chooses to step up, and also click for the dog maintaining the position on the book. Step 2. Click one side step. While the dog is standing on the book, lure the dog's face to the left or the right, and click the action of the back feet, taking one side step. Some dogs have natural rear end awareness, while others need time to build up the muscle memory for the behavior. Here is one technique that I use for a dog that is struggling. Stand parallel to the dog to create a barrier and pull the treat around your body so the dog has to look around the corner of your body. As they do this, their back feet should move. At first, click any back foot movement, even if the front feet step off of the book. Step 3. Switch directions. Once your dog can do a couple side steps in one direction, switch and go the other way. This is not only good for their muscles and bodily awareness, but if you work on one side too long, the dog can become dominant with that side and find it difficult to learn the opposite direction. Step 4. Complete a circle. As your dog succeeds, you want to keep raising the criteria, so having the dog move in an entire circle before you click. You can also practice having the dog in different positions as they sidestep, in front of you, on your left side, on your right side, and rotating around the book on their own. Step 5. Keep raising criteria. As you raise criteria, you still want to remain unpredictable, so the dog never knows when they're going to get their click. If your dog knows you're always going to ask for 3 rotations before they get a click, the behavior will fall apart. Here you can see me demoing the process of getting rid of the lure. Lure the dog, click and treat. Then pretend to have a treat, lure, click and treat. The next step is having your hand higher and higher until your hand is behind your back and your dog is offering the side step. Don't always make it harder and harder. You can always revert back to the lure or have the hand as a guide. Here is the same process of removing the lure with a tiny dog. As you can see, I'm luring and reinforcing the dog on the outside of her body rather than next to my leg. This is to promote the dog staying parallel to my leg. The final step is removing the book and reinforcing the same behavior. So at first you would click just one side step without the book, and then multiple side steps. This is how to add a verbal cue to the behavior of free rotation. First, lure with a treat, then with a pretend treat, and then make your hand signal less and less obvious. The next step is saying a cue orbit before you give the hand signal. Orbit. And then just saying the cue itself. Orbit. Check out my video on how to add a verbal cue if you don't know how to do this. There are endless behaviors that you can train utilizing the rear end awareness exercise. For example, heel work and canine freestyle behaviors, as well as any behavior that is trained using a technique I like to call backwards luring. See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe to channel Kiko Pup.